Oh, it's 2024, people. I'm making a mess. Okay, got a load more dirt out. You're probably thinking, Colin, why are you digging at the moment? You're normally doing that with a digger. Come and have a look. If you've been in the UK for the last 2 months, you'll know we've had some horrific weather. We started off with like Storm Babbitt or whatever it was in late October, November. And that begins with a B because they name them after they go through the alphabet, don't they? We're now on H. Everywhere is flooded. There is water everywhere. It's constantly raining. Now, luckily enough, down here, it's not wet, but I've put a dehumidifier down here to stop all the condensation forming on the thingy, which working fantastic, but that keeps leaking. I've got tubes coming out of it and I've sat it over the hole now, so I just need to mop this up. So that's quite annoying because it solved the concentration problem, but now it's spilling all the water it's collecting all over the floor and therefore dehumidifying itself constantly, but it is keeping up with it. Now then, what is this mess you're making here, Colin? So remember a few videos back, I was looking at the ceiling. I was a little bit worried of how much weight there was going to be. Well, I've had my design checked, and yes, there is going to be a lot of weight. We might have to use lightweight concrete. But one of the other differences is the wall thickness has to be 300mm all the way around, which it pretty much has, apart from this little bit here. There was a little nib sticking out. I've had to smash that off, so we've consistently got 300mm round the whole thing. And also, because these walls are a lot taller, we need to tie them into the floor a bit more, so I've got to put some rebar around the corner, which of course is going to be a complete blooming nightmare to do afterwards, but I can still do it because I can still get down the gaps. Because although that's only a foot there, there's a big void there where the corner of the hole went off, so I can get down there. And there's also a massive gap down there where I can get down with a ladder, because like the concrete in that corner is about 600mm thick, so it's like super thick. So that's what I'm doing. So I've had to make a bit of a mess, and then we'll get some rebar up around the side, and then we can get some concrete in, which I'm looking forward to, because A, it sounds like a drum, and I just want to get some progress. Oh, am I in shot? Yeah. But the more time I spend doing this, the more I realise how much of a different project this is to the tunnel. How we did the tunnel and how we did this, everything that made sense in there doesn't necessarily make sense in here. But anyway, I'm going to do another video at some point explaining everything, because there's loads of little tiny things and I keep forgetting them. So, right, 2024, welcome, here we go. Hates it when it's wet, sticks to everything, and it's twice as heavy. Well, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. Present Colin here. You know you love the milk and tea mugs. Well, unfortunately, we've run out of red mugs, but it don't matter because we got teas now. Yes, you can be at work or on site. They can look at this and go, oh yeah, good brand, I like it. And then they're like, wait a minute, that's this milking tea. And then you can go, yes, 2 sugars, please. Boom, you got yourself a cup of tea. And they don't just do them in t-shirts, no. And we do zip-up hoodies, and there's also a grey charcoal full hoodie. For a limited time only, get them at colinfirstshop.com. Right, let's see me struggle trying to get this bit of rebar bent round this corner. No, so much no. So much no. You don't give up like that. Oh, Colin. Oh, the square peg will fit in the round hole. Nearly. This is what the second channel's all about, isn't it? Seeing me struggle. I'm editing all this out the first thing. You'll never see any of this. Beautiful. Right. Now we're going to do this down there. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of no in it. Now, as difficult and as frustrating as this is, it is not as frustrating as getting blooming people ringing you up trying to sell you stuff, junk mail and spam emails. This video is sponsored by Incogni, and there is not one single person of you watching that this could not help. So much of how we deal with our day-to-day lives is done online. So every box ticked, every appointment booked, everything we've bought, all leaves a trail of data, and it's this information which can get gathered together, put in a little box and sold by companies on the internet, and of course to criminals to potentially use against us. Incogni, the sponsor of this video, is a service that on your behalf removes your data from as many of these databases as possible. Almost all of us have experienced robocalls or cold calls, and if you ever wondered how they get your number, data brokers. They will sell your number and compile lists to companies that will then ring you up. I get loads of blooming diesel emission claims once. Complete pain! And it's even worse if you live in the US, because there are people search sites which anybody can access, and this can have information about your health, about your children, and all they might need to access it is your license plate number. Now, it's super easy to set up. You just create an account, and straight away I could see that my information was on 46 databases, and within about 5 minutes I was off 6 of them. You can see all the statuses of all the other pending ones, are the ones that you've got to take off, and it'll even share how much time it saved you, because if you was to try and do this all yourself, how many hours saved it would be. So to get Incogni, go to the link in description, and the first 100 people that use the code TOOMUCH will get 60% off. Right, what was I doing? I was getting in a... Oh yeah, I've got to try and get this bit of blooming rebar there in the back, haven't I? How are you going to do that, Colin? I don't know. If only Incogni could help me with that. I don't think I'm going to get down that, am I? No. No. If you're claustrophobic, is this like hard to watch? If it is, I do apologise. Right, how are we going to do this bit then, people? Because I'm in the way. I'm very in the way, and I can't really go anywhere. Or can I? Wait a minute. What? This little tiny cave. Oh yeah. Hang on, done it, old boy. Give yourself a house point, Colin. That's good. That's good. Bend round the corner. Bends round the corner. Can't see. Right, I've done that side. Let's go and do the other side now. Back on this problem again. Right. Okay, we've got all the rebar in. All the bits, looking up, round the edges. I'll explain more again why we're doing this in the proper main video whenever that comes out, because it's just easier to do it with like little sketches and diagrams and drawings, as you can see. Right, we've got concrete coming, just to do obviously the floor slab. Now, the more I think about this, the definitely we are doing this the wrong way now. I have been so used to doing it a certain way in the tunnel, and potentially what we did with the bunker as well, that how we're doing this wants to be completely different. But anyway, I will compile all of my list of things I've done wrong, and I'll talk about them in another video. But Am I prepared for concreting? It's always a little bit of a worry, especially the first time you do it, because you're never quite sure where the concrete chute will reach, because I'm using a different guy this time. Normally we used to use Breedens, but I've got this other bloke coming out where it mixes it at the exit of the concrete lorry. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I only want to do this floor level plus about an inch max, whereas when you order it from the other place, you have to specify like how many cubic meters you want, and it's very difficult to work out because the floor, obviously the stone floor underneath is not level, so it's all over the place. So you're just guessing half the time how many cubic meters you want. And then of course if you've got too much, they don't want to take it back, so you either pour it in and fill it up a bit more, or you have to then, I bring the JCB here with a bucket, we tip it in that. It's just a complete pain. So this other guy who mixes it on exit, we can get the perfect amount in, and then he can drive off and it doesn't matter. Am I prepared? I've got to take the lid off the top, or bits of the plywood off, so we can get it in here. I'm hoping his chute for this back bit will reach to nearly the middle of the roof, and then we can just basically fire it down the roof, down into that back corner. If not, I might make a little bit of a V-shaped, like little, like a chute basically, so it can like travel down it. Now, in terms of what I've got in here, I've got the welder, because obviously I need to weld up, put the plates around these, because once the concrete starts to flow, you kind of make sure it's travelling along everywhere, get it, vibrate the hell out of it, and then obviously if it starts to come up over this, you then need to scrape it out of the way and then tack weld the plates on there. So I've got the welder, I've got the mini SDS with my little sock thing I've made a brand new one for this steel one, and then I've also got an old jumper which I can put on the floor and vibrate the whole floor, and then that also helps it move along. I've got that. I've got the proper concrete vibrating pole. This is to basically get all the air out of it. So you put that in it, that deaerates it, make sure it's not got any air bubbles in it. So the combination of that, the two spades to kind of drag it along, hopefully we should be able to get the whole area clear. I've also got a drill, because sometimes if I think it's not quite got to places, I drill a little hole, like gyrate it until it all starts to come up out of it, and then you know you've hit everywhere. But I mean, I can roughly see, because I can look down the end here into the cage. You can see there's a cage. Don't know if you can see that because it's probably not very bright. And you can kind of see where it's all travelling, and then, you know, with jabby. I got some jabby pokey sticks just to give it a bit of a jab and a poke. The dehumidifier will disappear once we start doing that. And I think that's everything. The key is just getting the consistency of the concrete right with this. You don't want to be too dry, obviously, because it's not going to flow, but then it doesn't want to be too wet, because the wetter it is, the more it contracts when it dries. So it wants to be just right, that it can flow under here with ease and go wherever it needs to be, but not be too wet and too dry. You know what I mean. Right, concrete's here. Now remember, as well as my DeLorean, I'm going to put my E30 in here, and that is being restored by Yorkshire Car Restoration. Now they're a small channel, but they're making a fantastic job of it. Go and check it out, it's good. Is that a Tom Lammy's a farmer?
Can I interest you in one of these?
What's that say now?
Do you want to get my online shop?
Is the link for the shop in the bio?
Tom Lammy's a farmer.
We've got way too much stuff for sale in this video. I do apologise. Concreting time. Is this exciting or scary? I hate it really, because of course if there's any problems, it's concrete. If it's in the wrong place, you can't just take it out very easily, and it'll start to set and everything. Oh god. Oh jeepers, it's here already, look. Oh, we're off. Started to get to here.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
I'll go a little bit.
Go a bit wetter.
Yeah.
And then just keep doing it in batches, Tom. So do a bit, stop, and then ask me how it's going. This bit's a bit stiff. Right, put a bit more down. That's flowing. Look at that, that's perfect! Oh yes! Oh, that's worth a shot in its own right, that is. Look at it, flow my pretties! Flow! She's flowing! Beautiful. Excellent. Right. Right, give that pause a minute. Pause it.
Hello there, I'm Tom Lamb.
Do you want to go and fire a little bit more now?
Yeah. Yeah, how much more do you reckon you want?
What, in total?
No, just in this bit, obviously on this.
It don't really matter because it's got the side.
It's got about, well, it's not filled up to the top here yet, obviously, as you can see.
So I just send another half cube?
Yeah. But, no, that's probably too much.
Send another 2/3 of a cube.
2/3 is even more.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Do a quarter.
Quarter of a cube.
Yeah, just do a little bit, stop, and then I'll shout up to you, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, Tom Lamb.
Hello there.
Dig it out of the hole, Tom.
Dig it out of the hole.
Dig it out of it.
Concrete's coming again.
Right, here we go.
So, we have filled that one down there. We've filled that end, and now we need to get the concrete. We need to get that middle bit filled as well. So we're going to try and shove the chute underneath.
I don't like concrete at all.
You're on lamb cam. Oh no, we've got some concrete on the lens. Colin won't be happy. Let's get rid of that. Ooh. There we go. It's got bits of splatter of weld on it, Colin. Oh dear. Right, I've lowered that down. Let's go. Oh, my phone's ringing. You are?
Too busy, remember?
I know I'm too busy. I can't answer all these phone calls. People want all these holes digging so cheap, Colin.
You've got to keep it tidy. Unlike my camera, I can see it's covered in concrete.
Don't know what you're on about.
Here we are, morning after the day before of concreting. It's all good. It's all nice and solid now. I like it. It's not like a drum. It's not too bad. It's like bubbled up in places where the concrete's come up, but that's only a good thing. Now, next on the list, or next video, I suppose, we've got to chop these little pins off here. So this becomes free because the reinforcement in the concrete ideally doesn't want to be touching anything. It don't want to be touching the ground, and it doesn't want to be touching this metal skin. So you definitely don't get any electrolytic corrosion or any damp travelling through it and corroding it. Now, if you're wondering why we didn't fill it up more with concrete to give ourselves a little bit more pressure, it's because of the overlap. When the rebar comes down this wall and connects onto this, it needs to overlap it by 4 times its diameter. This is 10 mil, so we need that 400 mil overlap, which is why we couldn't just bellow it up here. So we'll have one on here, and then we need another one about here, so we've got twin rebar within the wall. The bottom one pinning it to the floor and stopping any shearing, and then the other one on the other side just for a bit extra and a bit more from the other direction. So there we go. Right. The next concrete pour will be a lot easier because it's just round the side of the walls up to a certain height. In fact, the future ones in total will be much easier. And then when we do here, I'm going to do the concrete slab first rather than trying to flush it under the floor here, because that's basically what we did in the tunnel because it was difficult to do it any other way. Right. Yes. I'll see you in the next update, people.